What's going on, guys? Seth here from Team Union. Seth back as your coach of the Philadelphia Fearows for our Week 3 battle in the PGL against Lunar. So, as you guys, I'm sure you've noticed, I decided to try out the face cam and see how it works. Obviously, it's not great. Quality's not great. I get it. But I wanted to try it out, see what you guys think, and see if I enjoyed it. So, it's a little weird because I have my monitor over here showing the screen, and then I have the camera over here. So, it's a little weird, and then I have another screen in front of me. Either way, bear with me. Let's see how this goes. We're here for our Week 3 matchup against Lunar. This is our team builder. So as you guys know, I have the team of Landorus Therian, Ferrothorn, Kyurem, Reuniclus, Emboar, Blastoise, Wheezing, Sawk, Raikou, Zoroark, Registeel, and Miltank, while our opponent has the Latios, Heatran, Vaporeon, Staraptor, Amoonguss, Sandslash, Hitmonlee, Zangoose, Electivire, Armaldo, Haunter, and Umbreon. So right off the bat, you see his speed tiers go from Latios at base 110 to not Vaporeon, to Staraptor at base 100, and then everything else is lower than base 100. So he has like Haunter at 95, he's got Electivire at 95. I think Zangoose is like 90. I'm not exactly sure. But his team is generally a bit slow, so we are trying to take advantage of that and outspeed those top threats, and then we can go from there. The Latios can definitely be scary. The Latios is very much an offensive threat, as well as the Staraptor. So Latios and Staraptor, I am expecting to come. Staraptor could be a little risky. I'm thinking he's probably going to bring like a Scarf Staraptor for the Kyurem, potentially for like a Scarfed Emboar or something like that, or even to help with the Raikou. So I think that's definitely an option. And then he has a really nice defensive core in Heatran, Vaporeon, and Amoonguss. So Amoonguss, obviously, with Regenerator, very bulky. Vaporeon and Heatran are both very bulky. Although I'm not going to dismiss the possibility of an offensive Heatran either. So his team overall, it's rather balanced. Then Umbreon all the way at the bottom, super bulky, super annoying. I don't like facing Umbreon, but you know what? We have checks for it. So let's get right into the team. Let's see. Starting off, we have Captain America, our Landorus Therian, with the Choice Scarf and Intimidate, with U-Turn, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Superpower. With 192 in HP, 252 in attack, and 64 in speed, the speed allows us to outspeed Latios. So with the Choice Scarf, we outspeed the Latios. And Landorus just puts on a lot of pressure on his team. I can U-turn around on the Latios and the Umbreon and just getting little chip damage off on everything else. Earthquake is really nice for the Heatran. Stone Edge is there for the Staraptor potentially. And Superpower mainly there for the Umbreon. We just put a lot of pressure on. He doesn't really want to switch into this thing very well. And I can predict what he wants to bring in and potentially go for a coverage move. Either way, but this thing's really nice, especially for that Staraptor. I can switch in, get the Intimidate off, and that's really nice as well. So next up, we have Thor, our Raikou, with the Expert Belt and Pressure, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power, Ground, and Shadow Ball. 40 in HP, 252 in Special Attack, as well as 216 in Speed with the Timid Nature. So this thing also outspeeds the Latios. We outspeed it naturally, but we have enough speed to outspeed the Latios. Expert Belt is really nice for hitting things like the Heatran with Hidden Power Ground, the Latios and the Haunter with Shadow Ball, as well as the Vaporeon with Volt Switch, and the Staraptor with Volt Switch as well. Wrong Pokemon. We 2-KO Heatran with Hidden Power Ground with the Expert Belt, so that's really, really nice. A completely specially defensive, max HP, max special defense, Calm Nature Heatran. We 2-KO with the HP Ground, which is really nice. We also 2-KO Latios with Shadow Ball and Oko the Haunter with Shadow Ball in case he wants to bring that. So next up we have the Winter Soldier, our Kyurem, with the Habon Berry and Pressure with Substitute, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Signal Beam. 40 in HP, 252 in Special Attack, 4 in Special Defense, and 212 in Speed with the Modest Nature. So the Habon Berry allows us to outspeed a Dragon Gem boosted or Life Orb boosted Draco Meteor from Latios. So from a modest Latios, we can live that Draco or that Draco, whether it's Life Orb boosted or Dragon Gem boosted. We're living. The speed allows us to outspeed an offensive Heatran. So offensive Heatran could be decent against my team for things like the Wheezing, potentially Emboar, as well as even for Kyurem. It could be half decent, so if he wants to bring that, he potentially could. That could be a little scary, but we have checks for it. We have options. So the Earth Power is obviously there for the Heatran. Ice Beam does 98% min to an offensive Latios, so we can live that Draco and basically kill it with the Ice Beam. Substitute is there just in case I can get it up on something, and then I can just get off a bunch of different hits and really start doing damage to his team. Signal Beam is mainly there for the Umbreon, so we can do a little bit more damage to that. Maybe we'll hit it with some Earth Powers and try to lower its special defense. But Substitute is also there for the Umbreon if it wants to go for Toxic. I can sub up, take that Toxic and obviously not get poisoned, and then start firing off some cool hits. So next up we have Reuniclus with the Leftovers and Magic Guard, Recover, Calm Mind, Psychic, and Shadow Ball, 248 in HP, 252 in Defense, 4 in Special Defense, and 4 in Speed. The 4 in Speed just allows us to outspeed the Amoonguss. They speed tie at base 30, so I figured if we could get one step above it, that would be pretty cool. But defensive Reuniclus with Calm Mind is just incredible in my opinion. It's so good. I love using it. Really like things like Reuniclus, Cresselia, even Necrozma. As you guys saw, I love using defensive mons that get Calm Mind and just setting up, taking hits from both sides, hitting really hard. It's really, really nice. So this is really good for his team. If we can get rid of the Umbreon, this thing can set up and sweep on a lot of his team. Obviously, I don't want to stay in on things like, Staraptor's going to be able to hit us pretty hard even though we're defensive. Haunter can potentially hit us pretty hard. Our Maldo can hit us pretty hard. So we want to be careful of things like that. But if we can get rid of that Umbreon and we can find an opportunity to set up, we can sweep the rest of his team pretty much. So that's really, really nice. I'd like to weaken things like the Heatran and potentially get rid of some of the other threats, or at least weaken them before I decide to set up so we can maybe threaten them out. But even so, we can pretty much set up on everything. So pretty simple set, but definitely very effective. So next we have our Wheezing with the Rocky Helmet and Levitate, Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, and Sludge Bomb. We have 248 in HP, 216 in Defense, as well as 44 in Speed. This thing, 1 for 1, it outspeeds the Umbreon. So we hit that speed tier and we're able to outspeed the Umbreon. Pain Split just for general recovery. Will-O-Wisp for his physical threats. This is our main check to the Staraptor, the Hitmonlee, the Zangoose, and the Electivire. This is our main check for those guys, and we can Will-O-Wisp some of his physical threats. Like I said, the Staraptor would be really nice to get a Willow on, or really any of those other threats. Toxic is there for the Umbreon only, pretty much. I mean, we can obviously Toxic something else, like the Vaporeon would be pretty nice. But just getting off Toxic on that Umbreon without it being able to synchronize it back onto us would be really cool. And then Sludge Bomb is just there for general stab coverage. Last but not least, we have Napoleon, our Emboar, with the Choice Scarf and Blaze, rocking Flare Blitz, Superpower, Wild Charge, and Earthquake with 40 in HP, 252 in attack, and 216 in speed with the Adamant Nature. This allows us to outspeed the Staraptor if it's not Scarfed. Now, like I said, I do expect him to bring its Scarf to outrun things like Scarf Emboar, Scarf Landorus, Scarf Kyurem, and then just outspeed like the Raikou and my Zoroark, stuff like that, that can outspeed it naturally. So I do expect him to bring a Scarf Staraptor. I think it makes a lot of sense. But in case he's not, or in case he locks himself into something like Close Combat or even Double Edge, we can still live those hits with our natural bulk and fire off some really powerful hits. As well as everything on his team is hit by one of our coverage moves except for the Latios, pretty much. It's hit super effectively by one of our coverage moves, except for a couple things like the Armaldo is not, the Latios is not, and I think maybe one more thing isn't. But even so, those things that are neutral or resist it, like the Latios resists everything, that's why we're not outspeeding Latios. But if it wants to switch into a hit, it's not going to appreciate an Adamant Max Attack Flare Blitz. It's just not. I don't know if it's too KO'd. It might be. But even so, like, it's taking a ton of damage either way. So this thing is really nice and is going to put in a lot of work. But that is it for this one, guys. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the team. If there's anything you thought I could have done better, brought something different. And also let me know what you guys think of the face cam. I'd love to hear from you and see what you think, see how it is. Any tips you have on face cam stuff. This is kind of my first go at it. So let me know what you think. Other than that, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And please share with anyone you guys think would enjoy it. But that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one.